I just feel like we're kind of just missing a little bit of things we saw from Justin Fields previously before the injury. He had like 11 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
In a 2-game span. I know what the one was the Broncos, which they were bad at one point. Obviously, had 70 points put on by the Miami Dolphins, but they seem to have turned it around, and they actually won that game, by the way, too, from that interception that Fields threw. And the other one was the Washington Commanders. Where I feel like they were a little bit respectable. And back when they had Chase Young in them too, but what made me a little bit more nervous than that, because I could see it as a little bit of a fluke. They had this to say about the Detroit Lions' recipe of losing to the Baltimore Ravens.
Is it like Baltimore? I mean, will they use Justin's mobility to punish you deep because you really put in conflict, I guess, with those guys?
Well, the thing that they do a good job of, that we have to do a good job of, is winning out one-on-ones and man coverage. And when you get a quarterback like that, and then you surround him with the athletes that they have, it makes it really, really tough. And in every game, listen, somebody's going to have the tough hat, and we know that. And that's every play somebody has to have that. And when you have that tough hat, you have to win. And we expect our guys to do that. But you're right. He does bring that added element to where defensively, man, you're going to have to be in some man coverage.
Kirby's been able to.
So essentially, that was my guy Justin Rogers, I believe, just asked, like, can the Chicago Bears, can they draw up the same recipe that the Baltimore Ravens force-fed us to that 38-6 victory it ended up being, which was highly embarrassing. And offensively, I feel like you can obviously build a little bit of similarities there with the mobile quarterback. And now receivers that can take it deep. I think Darnell Mooney was that before DJ Moore arrived there. He was like their guy. And then now you got DJ Moore, who I'll admit this, for a stubborn guy, I was wrong about DJ Moore. I still wouldn't give up a first-round pick for a wide receiver, unless it was like a Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. But he is damn good. And he damn sure was a problem, too. I mean, that's another thing, AG, if you want me to calm you guys a little bit down a bit, is like I coached in the NFC South as a DB's coach when he was with the Panthers. I'm very familiar with what he is and what he could bring, but is there any nervousness that they could draw up after having our asses whooped on display? You think the Bears are smart enough to hit the tapes and try to replicate that?
I don't think they can.
Especially not defensively.
I don't think they can.
What about offensively?
No, I don't think they can. I don't think Jalen Hurts is. I don't think Justin Fields is Lamar Jackson.
They're all the same.
Yeah. I don't think Justin Fields.
Move your mouth and I'll talk Chinese.
I don't think Justin Fields is the caliber of player that Lamar Jackson is. Like, I think Justin Fields is good. He'll be able to move around for sure. He'll give you more problems than a Baker Mayfield did or a Bryce Young did. But him coming off of this hand injury that he's missed, 4 games for, he's going to be a little rusty. And yeah, DJ Moore is scary. He's an explosive player. He's an explosive receiver. He can make a lot of things happen. But a lot of DJ Moore's attack, a lot of how they use DJ Moore in this offense is getting him the ball behind the line of scrimmage. And the Lions are a very good tackling team. The Lions have very good sideline-to-sideline players like a Brian Branch, like an Alex Anzalone, like a Kirby Joseph. Guys that fly to the ball when it's thrown there. So I'm not too worried about what they're going to do. Obviously, you're going to have to keep all eyes on DJ Moore. He is the biggest threat on this offense by far. So you're going to have to worry about where he is, where he's catching the ball. But I think the Lions will be able to handle the Chicago Bears offense pretty easily.
I think where they'll be able to put up the fight is on the offensive side of the ball, like for them. And I think a little bit what Justin Rogers asked. And AG actually told you that too. He's like, I mean, yeah, they got talented guys back there to do some dangerous shit. He told you, like, that's why we're going to have to be in man coverage. By the way, Detroit Lions aren't equipped to be in man coverage. As much as you may like Cam Sutton, as much as I may like Jerry Jacobs, as much as we like Kirby Joseph, like they're not built for man coverage. They're not that caliber of athlete. Man coverage is like when you have a Jalen Ramsey on your team. Man coverage is when you have like a Darrell Revis, like fucking great DBs. We're playing team defense. We're working what we got. And Cam Sutton is great in the certain situations in man coverage, but I'm not talking about zone coverage, I should say, with Cam Sutton, but it's not, they're not equipped for that, right? And you have a guy, Justin Fields, who obviously we've had an issue with mobile quarterbacks since even before AG was here. And let's be real about it too. Like Justin Fields, I think did he have 1,000 yards last year? Can you pull it up, JB? See what he finished the year with? He's running on everybody, regardless.
Yeah, he had 1,000 yards for sure. He's like top 5 in the league in rushing yards.
Yeah, I think he beat Lamar's record or something. There's something going on, or at least averaging more yards per game. But I think offensively is where they could put up the fight. I think Justin Fields, again, coming off, because you can look at the Bears' numbers in the season, they're shitty. But you got to remember, Tyler Bagent, however you want to say it, played 4 of those games. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at their offense, be like, okay, they're the shitty passing offense. They've really been able to get anything consistently going on the run, which actually have more rushing yards than us. But you got to factor in Tyler Bagent for 4 of those games versus the guy going into those 4 games. Tyler Bagent played 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It was on fucking fire.
Yeah, no, I don't hate Justin Fields. A lot of people hate on Justin Fields. He can't throw. He can't do this. I think Justin Fields is going to be a good quarterback in this league if he finally gets it right. But like I said, he's going to be rusty. There is going to be some lapse in his game. He's going to feel those 4 games that he missed. He's not going to go out there and be exactly what he was when he left off. So I expect them to go out there and take care of business. They're going to get some hands on Justin Fields. They're going to sack Justin Fields. If they don't sack Justin Fields at least 3 times, I'm going to be very upset. Because he's a quarterback. This is an offensive line you can abuse. He's a quarterback that gets sacked. A quarterback that you can get on the ground. And the Lions coming off of back-to-back games with no sacks. Take out the Raiders game, and it was back-to-back games, no sacks. When you look at Baltimore and Los Angeles, they need to get Justin Fields on the ground. We know that the Lions have a aptitude of picking off Justin Fields. We saw Aiden Hutchinson do it.
Yeah.
We saw Jeff Okudah get the pick 6 last year. So I'm not worried about this. They have explosive talent. Like, Justin Fields is an explosive player. We saw him take one to the crib against the Lions, where it was like a 70-plus yard rush, where he just burst up the middle, broke a couple tackles, and took it to the crib, kicking up dirt in the face of Jeff Okudah. Yeah. We saw DJ Moore do this a lot throughout the year, where, like I said, he catches it behind the line of scrimmage and goes for 70 yards, or he breaks out and gets a deep pass. They have explosive talent, but I do believe the Lions are going to be able to contain it, because there isn't too many things you have to look out for in the offense, and the offense is not creative. This is not a Ben Johnson offense. This is not a Mike McDaniel offense. This is not a Kyle Shanahan offense. This is not one that's going to be like, oh shit, we got to worry about this because this, you could play 4 different plays off of this motion they run.
Madden plays, it feels like,
It's okay. Fucking, what's his name? Eberflus is their head coach. He's not bringing anything out of the bag. They're not doing what Ben Johnson does, where he runs one motion and one set that you can have 4 different plays breaking off that same exact motion. Yeah. So the defense has to stay on their toes. This Bears offense is kind of stale, but they do have explosive pieces, so you have to look out for that.
Yeah, and it's kind of like he said, kind of compared to the Baltimore Ravens, and that's why I asked. One great thing about Ben Johnson is and I think Big Empson in Woodward Sports Chat, you want to put your players in positions where they can succeed. Well, Ben Johnson, right when he got his hands on the Detroit Lions offensive playbook and saw draw up these plays, one of the first things he did was go watch Jared Goff's tape back when he was in LA. Back when he saw a working recipe for his quarterback Jared Goff, and then he mimicked that recipe. These guys, the Bears, they feel inept to even do that. I guarantee you they did watch the Baltimore film, and they were trying to maybe incorporate some of those things. But one of the knocks on Justin Fields is his inability to read the field fast enough. We just heard it here from Lauren Cox. We are Cox Sports, and he said his decision making was lackluster. Obviously, their offensive line is the issue. That's why they drafted or used a first round pick to grab Darnell Wright, I believe was his name. I don't know this coaching staff. I think the Bears have something to work with. If I'm being honest with you. I think Eberflus is not going to be the guy. I would be happy if he got this extra chance following this draft class, because you could make the excuses, okay, Justin Fields got hurt, Yaze Blase is still a young team, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think he's a good coach. Otherwise, I think you'd start to see a lot of these things. Yeah. Like one thing with Lamar Jackson that I liked out of, I forgot their new offensive coordinator's name, but they started running emotions like you see Dolphins, like you see in the Detroit Lions.
It helps, man. Like I said, I remember it was either the first or second game of the year. I saw one of the most unstoppable plays I've ever seen in my entire life. For the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel called it. You get Tyreek Hill on a motion, and he's running full speed. As soon as he gets over to that other side of the field, snap the ball. He's full speed, fastest player in the league, going right at the face of a cornerback who's standing there flat-footed. And so he has to turn around and start sprinting, and then he cuts it to the middle. You can't stop that. He is going to be wide open every single time. That kind of innovation is brought into the NFL. That kind of innovation is what gets these guys like Ben Johnson, like Andy Reid, like Mike McDaniel, like Kyle Shanahan, like Sean McVay, the notoriety, the paychecks, and the acumen of being great play callers and play designers. The Bears don't have that. The Bears don't have that guy that you're on the sideline like, oh shit, he's going to drop something crazy here. He's going to do this. The Lions do. Ben Johnson is somebody that defensive coordinators in the league fear. Bears don't have that call in place for Justin Fields. So as explosive of a talent he is, as explosive of an athlete that DJ Moore is, it's all for naught.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a guy that can get them in the balls, get them the ball in situations that'll bring out the best and in situations that will confuse the defense.
Yeah, the only guys I expect to like beat us and against we probably like those one-on-one situations where again, like AG said, we're gonna have to be in man coverage and guys are gonna have to win those man situations. Obviously, I have to see DJ Moore breaking a couple routes and getting us. If you guys like the bets, I don't know where he's at, but actually, what was Justin Fields? Was it over 1,000 yards, JB? I forgot to even go back to.
Oh yeah, it was well over 1,000 yards. So out of 160 attempts, he had 1,143 yards.
Damn.
And if this is like, it's a division game, so it's going to be tighter. They're always tighter. Pause. But I think that if the Lions don't get Justin Fields on the ground at least 3 times, and he goes out there and it's air raid assault and he's throwing the ball all over the field, even if they win, I'm going to be upset with Aaron Glenn in the defense.
You said even if they win, I'll be upset with Aaron Glenn in the defense. If they don't sack Justin Fields at least 3 times and he goes out there and he throws the ball all over the field for 300 plus yards. He's not going for 300 plus yards, but they're going to get us a few times, bro.
I know. I expect this game to be
Cole
like.
Kmet's respectable and DJ Moore is a dog.
You didn't like Cole Kmet. I expect.
No, I like Cole Kmet. I respectable Cole Kmet.
I expect this to be
Portland
like.
was a nightmare for the Detroit Lions last year.
I expect this to be like a 30-something to late teens, early 20s.
That's fair. Like 30-24, 30-17.
Like 34-17.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm down with that. That makes sense to me.